there is two different paths, two different options you can take. And one is you're meeting with a client in the office, and the other one is you're reaching out. I call it the electronic process. You're reaching out via email. This goes back to why we pull that report from the CRM and identify clients by age. When you are segmenting out your clients, it gives you the opportunity to do this in a really organized fashion. If you're just doing this one off and you're like, oh, I'm going to send it to Bob or I'm going to send it to Tom, how are you going to remember that you sent it to Bob or Tom unless you're keeping some sort of report? So if your CRM allows you to add some keywords or some tags or maybe some different fields, I would encourage you to add in an estate planning field and maybe several fields. Maybe you're keeping track of not only do they have an estate plan, but where was it prepared or by whom? And what was the date that it was completed or executed, signed? These are all key features of an estate plan. You want to have the client do reviews and not have it be, 5 and 10 years in between these reviews. So keeping track of these things and where the plan was done, storing that information now, it will help you. And as you're running these reports, you can actually go client by client and update this information in an organized fashion. So this email, we tried a combination of email templates and we got really poor responses. Like there's no better way to say it. Like it was just a poor response rate. They didn't want to see anything that sounded like a sales or a marketing pitch, like a happy, how you doing kind of thing. It was like, get to the point. What do you need? That was the email that clients responded to. And we often found that when admins or advisors change our template and make it sound a little bit more like themselves, that helps. So while you can use something similar to this, freeze the screen, pause, whatever you got to do, feel free to use this if you want. Or make it sound like yourself. I put your cool closing line here for a reason. Make it sound like you, make it sound authentic. But if you see this email, it's pretty clear, hey, we need answers to a few yes, no questions. That does not sound hard from somebody, and it does sound important. Whether you want to call that, critical, important, integral, however you want to say it, you do need this information. And it should be required by your firm. If you're onboarding somebody, you should be asking them if they have an estate plan. That is an important bit of information. When you are opening new accounts or when you're reviewing accounts with a client, you should be reviewing their beneficiary designations. You should be reviewing the account ownership, and it should reflect what's in their estate plan if the estate plan is up to date. And if the estate plan is not up to date, here's your sign. They need to update their estate plan. And who better to do it with than you? And why wouldn't you do that first so you don't have to go back and redo those beneficiary designations and the account ownership forms that you just did? So that, again, you consider onboarding estate plan first. So the only question we're asking them is, do you have an estate plan? Yes or no? That is very easy for clients to respond to. Even if they just respond yes or no, just one word back. That's great. You already have more information on estate planning. If you do this for 100 clients, if you do this for 10 clients, you are doing more than what other advisors are doing. You're getting into estate planning and you're making sure that these account designations, beneficiary designations, and ownership, the titling of accounts reflects what's in the estate plan. That's critical. So if they answer yes, we've got a link here. You need to complete this questionnaire. And right there, I'm telling them, this is only going to take you 3 or 4 minutes and consists of yes and no questions. We only need one per household. That was a lesson learned the hard way. We did not identify that in one of our emails. And we had one advisor's clients receive multiple checklists from several of their couples. And that was a little frustrating. So don't make that mistake. So that last sentence, we may contact you and request a copy of your estate plan to ensure your financial plan follows your estate plan's directions. That's very clear. This is why we're asking. This is what we're going to do with it. We're being transparent. Hey, if you don't have an estate plan, if no, we need you to complete this questionnaire. Same thing. And with FP, if you've got that subscription level, if you're using the interactive version of the checklist, It's nice to let them know that the responses are going to be sent back to the office automatically, and, thank them for their time, and again, I've referenced here specifically, we appreciate you taking a few minutes to help us, because that's what this is. It's a few minutes. And to let them, if you have any questions, contact us. We're here for you. Again, push them back into the firm. You might want to include in that contact us, you might want to include a link or maybe, a phone number, whatever makes it easiest for your clients. Because the reality of the situation is you need these answers. And as I said earlier, this should be required information in your data gathering process. And you shouldn't hesitate to ask these questions. From this point on, I'm challenging you. I want you to make this part of your process. If their plan is up to date, which unfortunately many plans aren't, their beneficiaries and account ownership should be updated to reflect their estate plan. So if you do find a client with a plan and you don't have the right information, good news is now you do, because you asked one question: do you have an estate plan? And now clients are reaping the benefits of this. They're going, oh my gosh, that would have been, wow. Wow, you helped me avoid this issue. This is fantastic. And boy, I bet, so-and-so or our former advisor wouldn't have thought to ask me that. Or, oh my gosh, they never asked me that. They're thanking you. They're not doing this begrudgingly. They're thanking you. Offering this service is a must. Like, it is a must.